high risk, high reward for the early game. But there we go. It's going to be London United to start off versus Nativz. So get ready for today. It's the final day from the regular split for Division 2. Let's kick it off. Karma is going to be the first ban. Everybody's talking about how good Karma is nowadays, regardless of what the lane is, because you can triple flex that. You can go to the top, the middle, and the bot. On the other side, I don't know if they're going for the junglers now. There are a lot of stable picks, but obviously you need to take away Icy Gale Rengar. We saw it once, and it was massive.
It was seminal really good. Rengar is such an underrated champion, and actually I think in the next patch, 12.6, he's getting quite an interesting buff to pretty much everything that he has in his kit. So when we go to 12.6, I really want to see more of him, regardless of if it's top lane or jungle, to be honest. But let's get back to more bans, because we have some less of a flex ban, but still an interesting one coming with the Gangplank. I want to see more either bans or the picks of some very strong current top laners, so something like Camille, for example. We started this season with a very strong Camille, and we still continue with her just sometimes being absolutely devastating, especially when she comes off from the top lane into the team fights. And oh my god, what does she do in the team fights?
Now you have to question yourself. The Jinx is out of the equation, which means that either you ban the Aphelios and you hope for a Zeddy ban on the other side, or maybe the opposite, or you handshake these two AD carries. They're not going to do it. London United are going to take away the Zeddy, so this puts Nativz in an awkward spot, but they need to remove the Fiora away from Icy Gale, which means Aphelios is still available. It's a really good hyper carry as well. You don't have the Jinx, you don't have those follow-ups, so maybe on the other side, Nativz could bring something like the Caitlyn with the Lux if they decide to do so, or maybe London are aware that Aphelios is one of the only AD carries that is still available and they go for something more spicy. Maybe Varus has both builds of... Oh boy, he knows it. My boy, Lundorf.
Yes, here he comes. Here.
Nah, he's not gonna pick it. It's just like, we know, you know you're out there, Asha.
Yes. It's a personal hello there, Ashram, too.
Yes, I love this. I love this. If they pick it, no, they're not gonna do it.
They still could, you know, you never know. But yeah, this Varus definitely looks like an answer to what looks like is going to be Aphelios with possibly Thresh on the bot lane. You're still so excited. I love seeing your face whenever Pantheon is being teased there. That's just so precious.
I'm a happy person.
Oh, Yumi, and that's for me.
Oh, that is for you, the Yumi?
Yeah, I don't really play her much, but I just like her.
You like Yumi?
Yes.
I thought we could be friends, though. Yeah, I guess we
I'm still a dog person, I swear.
Xayah getting picked. It's no longer the age of the hyper carries. Now we get those lethality builds. We've seen Xayah going for that lethality build. I believe Yopa is going to do the same. On the other side, Fabes is going to do the same for Varus, but Varus is a little bit more keen to other builds. That would be a lovely pick if you know what you're going against with. Like, ever since Eminis brought the Kai'Sa into the mid lane, everybody's picking. It is going to be a blind pick Kai'Sa? That is
very bold. Yeah, that is very bold and brave, because Kai'Sa is a good pick, but you really need to consider what you're standing against. A good question, because for now for Nativz, it is an open field to pick whatever they decide to go with against her. But I'm just thinking...
No, we don't talk about overs, but they're overing my entire champion pool. You only need 10. Oh, there you go, my set! That is my champion pool. Set, Clint, and Pantheon. They know it. Oh, that is amazing. When you're going for something high engage, you bring in the Renata. It's like, stop. Think about it. Fight yourselves.
She can turn the table so much in the team fights with her whole kit and especially her ultimate, and that is exactly what Xayah would love to see whenever she decides to jump in. That is going to be a very dangerous bot lane, and there is going to be a lot of poke and a lot of attention coming from the bot lane actually as well during the laning phase too. So this Varus really would need some interesting support to assist him on the bot lane. I'm just thinking what it could be, having some wild thoughts, but I will need to see what they decide to go with.
This is a team that is looking to secure second seed, Nativz, but I wonder if Clocks knows of the, I wouldn't call it new mechanic, but a way to hide away your ultimate with your Q. I was watching today that you can use your Q, the handshake of Renata, on a different side, so the model of the character looks to the side for the right side, and you can press the ultimate at the same time, so she's looking to the right side, but the ultimate goes back. They're not revealing where you're standing away the wave. This is a really good way to hide it if you don't want to burn your flash. The flash could also be used to hide away where you're pointing the ultimate, but the Q is an amazing utility to hide away your ultimate. You lose a cooldown, obviously, but you can get the entire enemy team out of guard, and that's so good. Let's see if it pops up. It's an entire mid lane ban, second phase for at least London United. On the other side, it's more of the supportive role. They know they cannot allow the Zillion to go through as well. And now Akali is available. You take away the LeBlanc, you take away the Zoe, so that's a high engage mage, and you can still bring it to other lanes because you still don't know if that Graves is going to the jungle or if that Graves is going to the top. So high, how do you do it? Flex picks coming in from Nativz.
Yeah, we have at least 2 flex picks here, and that still opens you the possibility to react with the last pick. You still have open for you depending on what the next 2 picks are coming from London United. That's an interesting strategy here. Honestly, love to see so much whenever we have a lot of flex picks coming in. But that Akali and that Tahm Kench for Varus.
So now they have to decide what to bring to the top. They still don't know where Akali is going, if it's a Graves as well. Camille can deal with both of them. It's not like high countered, especially if it's like versus an Akali. You can dodge with the Akali, you can play with the Akali versus the Camille. You can hide yourself not to take the double Q, so at least they are secure. It's not a good laning phase for Camille, but still could be doable. But now they can finally reveal that the Graves is going to be the jungler, Akali is going to be the mid laner, and they can handshake the face-off into the top side with the Jax. Icy Girl versus Lundorf is a lane to watch by its own, and now you have a Camille versus a Jax. This is amazing.
This is absolutely amazing. That is such a good reply all of a sudden for the top lane. Much better for Akali to be standing on the mid lane right now. She's not going to have the time of her life, to be honest, standing against something like Kai'Sa, simply because of the range differences and because of the Kai'Sa's Qs. They can catch her pretty much off guard. But she could potentially have a better time. But the thing here is that both Akali and Camille are not exactly the picks that you take to secure the laning phase for yourself. With them, you look much more deeper into the state of the game. You look into the mid game to late game whenever you get to the team fights and whenever they reach their absolute potential, because they both are so interesting in terms of they can allow themselves to struggle a little bit in the early game, but when they get their items, when they get out in the team fights, they are still going to be strong and they're still going to hit like a truck, especially looking at that Akali, to be honest, going either with the Riftmaker or going with the Hextech Rocket Belt, jumping on maybe someone's initiation, or maybe even flanking the whole team out. So many interesting possibilities and so much damage regardless of whether she gets any early help or not.
And talking about the early help, where are the jungles going to be? Obviously, if you give any sort of lead or at least help in the mid lane for either side, if you give the help to Akali to secure herself at least the first item, not even the mythic, just a first item, she deals so much damage. If you go for the Kai'Sa as well and allow her to at least start stacking that tier as soon as possible, as soon as she wakes up with that W empowerment, it's going to be, I would say, ravaging, not to use another word. It's going to be really complicated to deal with as well. You don't have a massive front line coming in from Nativz, which means all those Ws from Kai'Sa will be stacking up. If you have the cooldown reduction or the ability haste enough to at least send 2 Ws, it pops the passive as well. So mid-game could be something if Kai'Sa gets herself some sort of lead. So obviously, Xin Zhao has a lot to say in this matchup. Graves also needs to say anything, but the problem is you don't have a lot of pick potential in the mid lane with the Graves and an Akali. You don't have any CC to bring in aside from the smoke screen coming in from the Graves, which blinds you and gives some sort of slow to the enemy. Aside from that, it's going to be really complicated to secure anything in the mid lane, so I think Akali will be left alone, while on the other side, Xin Zhao could approach into the mid lane and try to remove Akali from the equation and give Kai'Sa some sort of a lead. And you know what happens when a Kai'Sa is ahead.
Problem that honestly I feel like it opens the biggest problem for Nativz currently with the pick, because with their pick, with the lack of the front line, they really need to be very proactive and they need to be the ones to pull the trigger in the fights, because they cannot really allow themselves to play much from the defense. They will get demolished, especially with a Kai'Sa, especially if she gets ahead, if she gets any advantage. So important thing for you here is to try to shut her down, but can you really do that with your jungler, as you just mentioned? This looks like a little gap that really needs to have a lot of attention from Nativz team.
So I know we're listening to something in the
Yes.
background. We know that the rift is about to appear for us for the first game of the day. It is day 18. I received some sort of information, but I didn't quite get it. But oh, it's a little pause. Don't worry, guys. Most of the time, it's just pausing the first game to make sure that all players are comfortable. We need the best game. We need to give those players the best game as well. And I'm hearing some pings, so this means that we're about to jump into game. And there we go. We have the bird's eye of the rift, and with Zion game makes sense as well. We're about to jump for the first one of the day. If Nativz win, they are comfortable. They are forcing Monster Rugby Gaming to win, or else they may secure the first seed. On the other side, London United, they take this one. They secure themselves a spot into playoffs. We don't know the seed, but a spot is a spot nonetheless.
That sounds like a lot at stakes. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summoner's Rift. Let's see how the first game of the day is going to look like. I am extremely excited for it, and honestly, I'm just thinking whether I will have a favorite of the lanes to set my eyes on, and I cannot really choose any. I cannot pick and choose. Everything is going to be so exciting. There's a little bit of potential trap here in the bush, or just a little bit of standoff.
Yeah, I think Snila is just looking for that early vision on the enemy buff. He put himself in a weird position, but he has a quick draw available. The ward has been placed. Yeah, there you go. If Snilla doesn't have any vision, if no one gives him vision, he's going to be comfortable. The bot lane is ready to rotate as well. Yoshi is putting himself in a weird position, really could go into the mid lane. The ward is there, so Yoshi is going to be heavily punished on this one, but Snilla as well is... the clear from the jungle may be a little bit slower, but at least he burned away a health pot from Yoichi.
Speaking about being punished, though, indeed it is going to slow his clear down, and it means that when we're speaking about Graves in the jungle in general, we don't expect too much of ganking potential from him, and we don't expect too much attention in the lanes in the early stages of the game, just because if you want to have influencer on the lanes, on the side lanes, you have some better pick. Something, for example, like Volibear, which was actually flashed by London United during the drafts. So you kind of expect Graves to start shining a little bit later in the game. But having a quick look throughout the map while nobody's getting killed just yet, looking at the keystones, but I'm not seeing anything unusual here unless I'm missing something and you're gonna tell me about it.
I'm looking, I was just wondering if I could get some sort of more volume in game for my beautiful production. I don't get it on my PA, but Divina's getting way too low. Ignite has been burned as well. And this may force at least Tom Kench to stay in the back while he's sustaining himself with health pots. Looking into the keystones, I don't really see anything that pops off. It's mostly the same. I like the idea that people are bringing the Guardian more and more often with the Renata. There were a lot of at least poking Renatas, but it doesn't make sense, especially when we have someone like Tom Kench who wants to dive on your back.
Still, poking Renata combined with Xayah kind of makes sense in the lane.
This is dangerous.
You're getting...
There you go, handshake. The heal is popped. Divinus is the one in jeopardy. He's trying to flash away. He doesn't want to use it. He's comfortable running away. The heal has been used as well. Neither come back into the bot lane. They want to go for clocks because he knows the flash is no longer available. Divinus is trying to get a window, but again, it's London getting punished. Here comes the shotgun. One more shot away, and the first blood goes to Graves.
Oh, that was so close to actually getting 2 kills on the bot lane, but didn't happen. Speaking of getting punished, being punished, actually, this time with a beautiful first. Oh my god, what happened on the top lane in the meantime? Can we see the replay?
Eventually, we will get it. I was not expecting this. Obviously, not only Camille is ahead in terms of farm, twice as much, but also with the solo bolo. This is big for Icy Gal.
This is huge, and honestly, I agree with you. I did not expect it. Also, I would expect Camille to sort of sit and try to find more comfortable and safer position on the top lane, but deciding to go all in on Jackson. Tower diving?
Dive?
Oh my goodness, with a flash, with a very aggressive flash. And an ignite. Yes, that's Camille with an ignite. Interesting dueling potential and an astonishing first kill for her. Now she has secured herself a great and an extremely safe position on the top lane, which means that's the other team really needs to pay attention to the top side of the map. Apparently, that is what is going to happen because we see Renata in the top jungle already. So we could expect some answer to that, Camille. You don't really want to let Camille get out of hand. She can become extremely dangerous in the mid lane, especially to some of your squishier champions in the team. And you have a lot of squishier champions on the team.
Clocks coming in with Snila, but they know because the Guardian effect was there. The handshake against the wall at least brings him down a bit of it slowly. Noida doesn't have his flash available, and Clocks with the roaming potential coming in from a support is more than enough to annoy the enemy team. And now this allows Lundorf to prepare himself for a dive if they need so. There's no rotation coming in from London United, which means it's going to be a troublesome. Icy Gale now with no shield available. Clocks is tanking the turret, but goes down. It's an execute. Lundorf takes the kill, but nonetheless, it's a double kill for Icy Gale. Everybody dies on top.
Oh my goodness, that went so out of hand, honestly. Not of head, rather of hand. But regardless, this went out of everything and of control, definitely. 3-1 goes that Camille on the top lane already. That is going to be a massive issue for you. And I'm not sure if currently the team as is ready to face what is going to happen whenever she decides to step away from the top lane and to join the team fights or any smaller skirmishes in the jungle. It was an interesting idea behind this whole thing happening on the top lane with trying to prepare for the tower dive and go for it, but it was so miscalculated, unfortunately, that you end up being in a losing position on the top side of the map, a very losing one.
Now you have a Kindle Gem, you have a Sheen as well, you have the Cloth Armor. Everything is available for Icy Gale to take this lane apart non-stop. Lundorf needs to find a way to stop the bleeding. Icy Gale is just securing himself such a massive lead on the top side. Almost twice as the CS ahead of Jax, even though he lost at least 2 waves on that little dive because he tried to remove the experience. It's level 7 versus level 5. If the counter-strike that's stun coming in from Jax is not on point, he may die for another one. This could be a dive.
This could be a dive, though. Icy Gale is sitting on the top lane without any wards, which means actually there is an opening for that Graves to go in and try to do something, try to execute some sort of a gank.
There's a lot of minions, and Lundorf knows that he needs to get himself that experience, so he's saying to Snila, don't come in yet unless she burns some sort of cooldown. Hookshot is available. Is he going to use the precision protocol? It's so much damage. Icy Gale takes the lead on that one. Lundorf going low with that ignite as well. So both top laners are low, but Camille says still has the upper hand. I know she's waiting for the hook shot to go again. She's trying to stack the Q, putting himself against the wall to try instantly to burn away that HP. Bot lane though, Clocks running solo. The minions getting him. Divinos flashes in and the tank comes in at the same time. Support for support. They fancied the kill. And at least burns the flash away from the enemy support. Clocks takes that one. That was a tough one. Fab is now in jeopardy as Yoppa flashes away, tries to get a root with the Feather's Call, but now Fab is waiting for that piercing shot. 2 seconds. I don't think it has enough damage. It doesn't have that Serrated Dirk yet, so that's not going to be the kill. By the way, are you back with us?
Yes, I was having some connection difficulties, but I'm back. Yes, happy to be here.
I'm not the only one.
Apparently, well, much happened while I was away, but oh my goodness, are you sure? Okay, no, it's not going to end up in another kill for Camille, even though it kind of looks like it, to be honest. It is such a difficult lane right now to deal with, and what is more, securing that lane so heavily means that you also have a lot of control around the weight. You're getting away? Yes, you're getting away. Around the Herald, which means that at least one objective you know for sure you can take without much of resistance from the enemy team, which means that natives naturally have to focus their attention on the lower side of the map, with the dragon actually taking the first one, the Mountain Drake, right now.
This was something that I was expecting on the top side. Lundorf using the leap strike to get himself away from the hook shot. This is something that mostly will happen, and Icy Gale dodges the stun in the perfect way. Hook shot is available, flash is in, it's a flash for flash, but the Q is available to damage, it's gonna pop off! And he jumps into his death. There is no way around that one, and Icy Gale again with the lead on the top side.
Oh, absolutely no way to do anything about that, Camilla, right now. 4-1, but also look at the amount of sustainability and survivability she gets just from that passive, just from that shield popping off immediately when she propped the Hextech ultimatum. It is going to be extremely hard to kill that Camille whenever she decides to jump into. And I feel like this Camille could become a heavy initiator and engager when we go later.
Okay, I found myself the audio. Okay, now I get the okay. Technology, I'm not good with that. Bot lane, okay. Now looking into steel caps coming in from Divinus. He's a little bit tankier. He's allowed to take some punishment. And Yoppa will have a little bit of trouble poking down Divinus. So he knows this. He wants to get the tongue to slow down Yoppa. Yoppa is not going to get connected, but there's the handshake. A lot of gray health. Oh, the ultimate from Renata forces both of them to fight as Fabez is away from that situation. He wanted to get the kill, but it was not enough. Lundorf comes to the mid lane and gets punished.
Oh, it looks so bad for Lundorf already. 1-4, sorry, he goes already. Oh, wait, we have more action on the bot lane, but no, with the help of Tam Genj, the AD carry gets safe out of this unpleasant situation.
Let's take a look at the replay of what happened in the mid lane. If you put yourself in position to take the entire queue, that is way more damage than you can think of.
Yeah, and look at that. He was actually stepping away from his own wave of minions, which means he is getting a lot of just focus damage from that Kai'Sa, and actually granting her the first kill, granting her a little bit of that extra push that she was looking for probably by now. There is a Kali happening at the top side of the map. Maybe something that could try to deal with Camille, but right now with her already going with the Divine Surrender, I am not sure you can really go for it.
You want that Blade of the Ring King, but now you put yourself in a position where percentage damage will be huge for Icy Gale. If the lead was already there, now it's even bigger. And Nativz are struggling with this part of the game. I know the bot side is doing fairly well, but if you look into the mid lane, Akali really was incapable of getting any sort of solo kills and maybe in trouble in the middle of fight, especially if Camille locks in inside of the cloud. Like, okay, you may be hidden, but you can't go anywhere in the team fight. If you show yourself, I'll delete you instantly. Camille is with that sort of advantage. Clogs wants to rotate, and I would say one of the best things coming in from London United, not London, but Nativz, has been the rotation coming in from the bot lane. And this is a 4-on-1. Yoshi tries to run away. He uses the flash, didn't have the ultimate, so no shield available. Goes down in the process. And this allows for a window for them to go for the adult. And I don't think they want that, because instantly they try to rotate for Icy Gale. Icy Gale gets himself into safety. Clogs gets the handshake, doesn't get the stun though. And really now has to run away. Clogs gets the wave. That's the cloud. Sneela gets the kill. And Icy Gale is on the backline destroying everybody, but still not enough. As Divinus is going to save him. Gets a huge shield. Is it enough? I don't think so. Icy Gale takes one, and on the other side still flashes away the body from Divinus. Graves gets the shotgun as Really gets the double kill. Looks for the triple. There's no way the frog is going away without dying. Gets the flip. Wait, there you go. The triple kill coming in from the ninja, and Nativz gets himself back into the game.
Look at that Akali. Akali, who does not really need a very good beginning to have a very good mid-game. We're approaching it, and even before it even starts, she's saying, okay, now it's time I go insecure myself. 4 kills already, look at that. And then I will delete everything I see on the map immediately. Okay, we have the replay. Let's see how it started. I mean, 2 things very good from Nativz here. First of all, starting with that exciting tower dive, locking down that Kai'Sa immediately and making sure she's not joining the fight later on. But then here, when everything starts to escalate, they understand that more people from London United are going to join them, and they start the fight when they still have the numbers advantage on their side, and when they manage to lock everybody in that little spot in the jungle, knowing that their Renata has the ultimate available, and that is going to be the table turner for them.
Camille did a wonderful job there. Almost Icy Gale was capable of using the advantage enough to try and bring that fight back. And at the end, it was mostly Fabez and Divinus trying to bring something, but double kill. You allowed Relay to get himself so many sustain. Level 10 versus level 6. He was fine. Now with the adult, they tried to secure the mid lane. It's not enough, but reminds yourself, I believe they were able to take a few plates down, because it was already smashed against the turret, and it was 14-1. So I think we just got out of the replay as soon as the arrow hits. So at least they got themselves some plates. I think the gold was distributed by everyone in the team, at least 4 of them. So it's not a big lead for anybody. But if you look into the gold, 23,000 to 25. And if you look into the top side, there's a big advantage coming in from the Camille, but they're still ahead. No plates? Okay, production just told me there was no plates involved.
It was a little bit too late already for the plates. Yeah, you don't really get a lot of gold advantage for each member who gets the gold plates, but it's still something that can help the whole team in terms of securing the gold lead for themselves. But currently, they'll... Oh, wait, Yuji. Are you sure you're in a good position here? I don't think you are.
Yeah, Yoshi might win this one. Yoshi might win this one. There's no mythic for the grave, so the damage is not that big. You don't have the eclipse, so you're not capable of getting that double pop alongside with the shield and the Omni Vamp. You're not comfortable enough to take that sort of kill. That 1v1. It was mostly getting Yoppa in the lead and putting himself in the position to take down that turret. It's going to be their first turret in this game, so they get that tied up. It was the top lane turret falling for London United, which was the first turret coming down, and then Nativz are able to tie that up, but still ahead in terms of gold.
Can you tell me the gold difference? It's 1.7, right?
1.7.
Yes, I'm never good at calculating the gold difference between the teams. I always have my PvP do it for me. I apologize, but no.
It happens. I'll do it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
But
what do we have on the map? Yes?
Tell me.
Oh, what we have on the map? We have the Herald actually coming up in less than a minute on the map, which is something interesting you might want to take, because yeah, you don't have the trait plates anymore, but you can still use it in your advantage for some push potential to try to maybe secure some lane advantage for yourself, because looking at the top lane, it was still heavily in hands of London United. It only just started to shift a little bit more towards the mid of the map. But you might want to secure your attention maybe more towards the mid and the bot side of the map, because that's where you feel more comfortable, a little bit more vision, and maybe one additional herald, and you could try to play from that side, actually, just focusing everything there. And then you still have Chucks on your team, which is something that you can always just send to the side lanes constantly for a very heavy push forward. Wait, oh my goodness.
It's a Jax versus a Xin Zhao. I don't know if Xin Zhao can take this one away. Obviously, Icy Girl was nearby, so that's why he's trying to back off, but now gets caught again because everybody is pincering on him. Jax has a flash available. He's looking for a way to get the constant strike, stun away, and leap strike versus the minions. Icy Girl just flashed in with a hook shot for nothing, by the way. They take the T1 on the bot side, and instantly Nativz take the one in the middle lane, which is most important to get that one. And it could be a T2 and maybe an inhibitor as well if London United doesn't reply to this.
They have to reply immediately. It's so interesting how I just said that probably it's going to be played from the bot side for Nativz, but now they're doing completely the opposite. I love being proven wrong by that. Oh my god, there is a fight happening on the bot lane in the meantime.
There's no turret available now to defend this space. Meanwhile, Icy Girl gets the 1v1 versus Lundorf. He really wanted it. He thought, okay, I have the Blade of the Ring King. This is more than enough to take the kill. Well, not. No. Icy Girl is way too ahead now.
Definitely. The problem with sending Jack to the side lane currently is that something like Camille can reply to that immediately. And honestly, it doesn't even need to be Camille. It could be almost pretty much everybody in London United to go there and to take down the Jugs and to stop that side push, because the man is going 1-6. There is not really much he can put on the table, if even it is just one person going to stop him there.
Let's see the replay of what happened, because it was a close one. It doesn't have a combat spell, a combat summoner spell. So it means the Ignite will always be a big, valuable asset. Icy Girl gets really, really low, stops the hook shot, but then... Have you heard about Shogath Q? That's Camille.
First of all, that, and secondly, still the shields coming from her passive are something that sometimes gets really underestimated by somebody who's trying to duel Camille. She will excel against you if you're just standing one-on-one with her. Thanks to those shields, she gets an immense sustainability boost. But we're approaching the dragon 36 seconds before the third one is going to spawn a potential soul point for Nativz. Something London need to secure for themselves, preferably to stop it. And it's the Hex Dragon, so some additional ability haste is a very juicy thing to have.
If they fall short, Nativz, they can always rely at least on the hostile takeover from clocks. It happened on the previous one. It's more than enough. Oh, that's a slap on Yoppa. Yoichi is almost away. Can I see the items from Yoichi?
That would be lovely. Because that damage from that single lovely. Oh,
There you go. It's still not anything at all, but really gets caught in a weird position. The flash is available if he wants to get away. He re-engages versus Divinus, so the exhaust has been used. Really, with the ultimate is not available. The shuriken is also in cooldown. It gets at the last possible second. The W is blocked by Snilly, who plays keeper on this one, but they're forced to give away the dragon. The third one in Soul Point is lost, giving London United their first dragon on the table. It's more than enough for them to feel happy. They need to respect all the damage coming in. Remind yourself, the Manamune is still not stacked, and this is not a mythic buy yet. So W is not even max, I believe. I still don't think this is has been upgraded on the W from Yoichi. He still has a long way to go to get the power spike, and he's already dealing a lot of damage.
Looks like a potential Luden's Echo for Kaisa. Looks like something my PvP last time called it a faker build, I believe, for Kaisa mid. It just works. Again, she hits
it's
like
an M&S build. Faker copied NLC. We're one step ahead.
Okay.
I'm just selling the fish. Yoichi! Control Alt Delete. Somebody call the police. That is a crime scene. Snilla just deleted Yoichi.
Look at a mafiosi walking away happily towards the Baron, which is up and running, but not for long apparently, because Nativz are now taking it, using the advantage, the fact that Kaisa with her incredible Ws is not available for the time being. Lauren have to reply to it, because that could be a very massive push. Oh, here it comes.
Eat and run away without playing as really takes the jungler. So no jungler, no mid lane, and maybe no really on this one. Flip Shuriken goes against the wall. There's no escape mechanism, but Icicle is not aware of that. So Naruto is going back to the village unpunished. That's more than enough. He's 5-0 at this point. Really, I was saying at the beginning of the game, he's not popping off as much as he could with the Akali. I think he heard me. There's some sort of delay, obviously, and it was like, okay, Asha, I'm about to show you something. I'm about to show you something. And he has the ring with 10 stacks. He has everything that he needs to pop off in a team fight if he needs.
He came into this game with one idea, with one plot on his mind, to prove you wrong. And he is working on it nicely. I love it too, because did you see how he survived twice in the situation where he was not supposed to get out of them alive with so HP available on that little Akali, but he lives. He manages to secure no death for him so far, which also means that there is 500 gold bounty on that Akali, so whoever manages to secure the first kill on her will get quite some money in their pocket.
Okay, now we look onto the other side of the table. Production, can you click on Yoichi to see if he has the W upgraded? So I don't think he has, but be aware, Luden's Echo and Muramana are completed right now. Oh wait, no, he has 100 ability power, so current 100 of 100, so it should be upgraded at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. So get ready for some punishment.
And this is definitely something that needs to be heavily focused in the team fights, or preferably even before the team fights by Nativz. Speaking of the fights, by the way, the Baron is still alive, sorry, so both teams are really eager to try and to, have their hands on that objective, and we still have a little bit and 2 more minutes before the dragon is going to spawn. Yet again, we are approaching another potential soul point for Nativz. 2 very juicy objectives on the map, and 1 Camille going absolutely nuts.
You cannot fight this one, flash for flash, but really joins the fray as Icicle runs away. Perfect execution is not even needed as the shutdown comes in. That's a lot of gold, a lot of pressure in the map, and look at this. Lundorf is staying in the bushes, waiting for someone to reply. He knows it's most probably going to be the AD carry, and he has equal pressure, but I'm like, I have no vision of the enemy team, so I just want to know if someone is going to reply. He replied, Yoppa, way too low. Yoichi gets secured. Oh, there we go. The handshake is there, and Yoppa goes down for a godlike from really. The Akali is popping in. Fabe comes in with the arrow. It's not enough as the Graves is tanking the turret. It nearly goes down for the shutdown from the jungler. Here's the piercing arrow available. Clocks is way too low. And now gets himself the shield with the loyalty program as Lundorf jumps from the bushes. He thinks he's a Pokemon, but gets caught in the meantime. There's a piercing arrow on his back. He's way too low to fight this one. He has to go back if he wants to see another day.
No. All Nativz have to recall right now and regroup urgently, because everybody is not in a good position to have any fight should London United decide to continue on what just happened. And they might have, because we are approaching the next dragon going up. And again, Nativz really need to go and try to get this objective for themselves, which means there will be a reply, but London United have a lot of things right now on the map to be bothered with, especially looking at that naked inhibitor on the top lane. If there is a Baron getting into Nativ's hands, that inhibitor could be the first thing on the map to go down immediately afterwards.
Dragon appears in the rift. This could be a deciding one. And remind yourselves that if Nativz wins this one, London are still not secured in playoffs, and they have to hope for something better throughout the rest of the day. Nativz, on the other hand, will be able to fight for first seed if Monster Rugby Gaming shake in their game just as they did in the previous week. So today's games are exciting. This is going to decide a lot, and London were really close to get themselves into playoffs at the beginning of the game. It seemed like the wave was on their momentum, but Nativz are coming back, and that was a W. That was only if he gets another one, the open will be really low because the plasma will also pop.
Oh, that Kai'Sa mid lane, something we really need to see more often. But the thing for that Kai'Sa and the thing for that Camille, which was popping up so much in the early game, something you just spoke about, but now it's a little bit slower, I would say, for London United, because there is this Akali who managed to grow up and step up so incredibly, already having still not dying even once, even though getting quite a couple of times very close to dying, but she's actually that link that connects Nativz to a potential win in any team fight or any skirmish, because she needs to get to something like Kai'Sa, who is definitely something that needs to be heavily focused in the fights because of her incredible damage. And Akali is exactly the champion who can and who will get to your backlane and eliminate it on the spot. Which means, for both teams, the priorities are set pretty clear. Everything depends on how clearly and cleanly it's going to be executed when we approach a team fight. And we need to approach the team fight because the poor Baron is still up. The poor creature has so much attention, but nobody has scratched his back yet.
It's mostly a fight of vision. They need to get themselves vision. London United are trying to remove that vision away. You have Varus, you have Kai'Sa, so the poke potential is way too big for you to fight around that area with no sort of vision. Oh, Snella goes against the wall. That's a big counter versus the quick draw. I mean, I don't know if you went against the wall in your life. It's a big counter. Yeah, I broke a toe like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Need to hear the full story after the game, please.
I may have a weird nail on my foot because I broke my foot on a wall.
Oh my goodness.
Because of my dog.
Okay, you have a justification. It's fine.
Yeah.
If it was because of dog before the dog, it's fine.
Oh boy! He's going back for his doggo as well.
Oh, the doggo needs to lick his wounds, definitely, because that must have hurt.
He needs like more than that. He needs a band-aid.
At least one, definitely.
At least.
Oh my goodness, but imagine standing against something like that Kai'Sa with AP build, with a W's hitting like a truck, and with Varus, who pretty much has the similar idea with his Qs, also hitting like a truck already, because he's going with Eclipse. That is...
It's vision. You need vision.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. You need a lot of vision all the time, and pretty deep vision, to be honest, because you need to be prepared when they're coming because of the incredible range that they possess.
More ability power as Icy Girl goes 1v3, no assistant nearby. Legendary Akali really is just stacking up. I don't know if he's going to buy Magi's or not, but he's just stacking up at this point. Zhonya's is available, but that's the first W. That's the first Void Seeker. In comes the second one. Cooldown is always reduced. They need to hide themselves behind the Baron, or Kai'Sa may get a snipe. Everybody's going so low. Jax goes down. This could be a steal from Noiden. He goes in, but way too late. Clocks is getting beaten up by the Baron, and Yoshi is still available, but the Baron is already secured. Really, the Godlike is going down. Ignite is burning and gets himself with the Zhonyas as a triple kill comes in from Yoichi. They get the Baron, but at what cost?
Oh my god, how much did you cost? Everything, apparently. And one very happy Frog who managed to get at least 700 gold in his own pocket. That Frog loves the money, and now he should have a lot of it. 4 out of 5 people are out for you after that fight. The only one bearing that precious Baron buff is Xayah. That cost you way too much. I feel like you need to be even more prepared when you come, because you can see some preparation, especially in terms of the vision, but definitely you need more when you face something like Kai'Sa, and you need to hide behind the Baron to try to avoid her further Ws, but there is more damage coming from the Baron if you stand behind him, so it's a lose-lose situation.
It seems like the perfect play. They got Icy Girl. They thought, okay, the front line, they're dead. Yopa took a W, and instantly they thought, okay, we have to go to the back of the Baron, but everybody's getting debuffed. Everybody's taking damage from the Baron because you are on their back. Handshake is not a handshake. You get instantly deleted. Then Clox hits himself alive with the W. It was a massive one, but instantly goes down into the Void Seeker, and Yoshi's just stacking up. The problem right now is they lost the top lane, they lost the mid lane, and they might lose another team fight if they go for this one. The poke is coming in, Nativz gets engages, and really finally gets himself a kill, but at this point, Icy Girl is alive. Here comes a hostile takeover. Everybody's fighting on the background. Icy Girl wants to re-engage, but he's not allowed. The W's is popping in. The Void Seeker is getting so much damage in. Yoshi's so low. The smoke screen almost kills him. And now it's the shutdown coming from Londorf. I don't know how, but it happened nonetheless. As Icicle goes to the back line, he wants to fight this one. Divinus gets himself a kill, and Vados is just stacking up. The piercing hour is available, but it's that Feathers Call who gets a double kill. And they get themselves the soul. They get everything, and they may take the bot lane as well. The timers are big, and Nativz may be able to fight for first seed.
Look at them, they're so determined to go and fight for it with everything they have on their hands. And now they have the Hex Soul on their hands, pretty much the free static shift for your whole team. That is massive, and you can see immediately when they managed to secure that soul for themselves, they turned the fight around, they went back and they started attacking London United, scoring that sweet ace for the whole team, and scoring an inhibitor, I believe, from the bot lane.
Yeah, they got it. Wait.
Yes.
Did they?
No. Did they?
Production.
Did they?
No inhibitor. So at least they opened the turret. But the idea was, Lundorf got the kill with the soul. Because I was thinking, how can you kill him? You don't have an ignite. You don't have, like, not even a Bramble Vest. No, it was the soul that got him. I think we have the replay of that. We should look into the team fight because it was a massive one. Hostile Takeover was really good at the beginning of it. Let's take a look at it. Solari, guide us through.
I really just how Yoshi went down, but here before that you can see really actually jumping in, deleting Noided immediately. But the problem is you are stuck there and you don't really have good escape. And Icicle gets you on the spot. But while you were making the whole team busy, your team took advantage of that and they took the Hex Soul in their hands, luring everybody a little bit more in. Ooh, you go, Yoshi. You're gonna take you're gonna take the damage here, but you're not gonna die still. You think
look at the soul.
You're getting away. But let me see close how exactly.
Londorf comes in. Boom, it's the soul.
Damn. Oh, that's
shocking.
Offered a lot. What a good way to put it. Indeed. Shocking.
It was Jace coming in for the cosplay. And then Yopa, now he has the soul, he has a lot of lethality. When you get yourself the Prowler's Claw with the Xayah, obviously you're dodging away from the Eclipse, damage the percentage, but the lethality, like the base lethality is so big, especially if you go for Lord Dominic's Regard second. I think he did the SS River and then went straight away for the Lord Dominic's and now finished the Infinity Edge. So lethality-wise, Yopa is in a really comfortable place. And okay, now it's stacking up. Yoshi, it's your time to shine. He has the Zonius, and everybody goes in. Everybody who steps in on that fight will also get deleted. You have the Q from Icy Girl, true damage. You have the W from Yoshi. I would say true damage because that skill is, And then you have Fabus with the piercing arrow, which is almost a true damage as well when you have so much armor penetration. So anybody who goes into the fight, and just as we saw Relay, the ninja going in, like, okay, I get Shinzao. I'll probably use the Zonias. I'll be comfortable. Well, I lost 100% HP in 1 second. So everybody needs to be careful when they want to engage versus London. It has to be a core unit going in. It cannot be one by one. Yes, exactly. You cannot really send just one champion.
Ooh. Yo.
Spider sense.
Yes. Saving actually Icicle and Noided potentially here, but the thing is, yeah, indeed, you cannot really send somebody to be the sole flanker or the sole engager. You need to act here united United against London United. Okay, I like it. And you really need to have sort of the chain of engagement, or just a very clear chain of what exactly you do in the fight, how you approach it one by one. You know, you just need to have a very clear order set up, because without that, you still are squishy, especially with all that instant damage coming from the enemy team. You're just so very squishy. Thanks for not showing us how exactly squishy you are. Yeah,
Ooh, Lundorf just pulling on the bot side. He knows he can't go back in. The Guardian Angel is available, Trinity Force as well. He doesn't have an Ignite, so that fight will never go on his side. The poke war begins again. Relay takes the first W, the first Void Seeker. The second one goes for clocks and the Guardian is prop, but this time the fight is not as big as the previous one. And what they want to do now is you can play the 1-3-1 because you have a double teleport, you have the Jax, you have the Akali. Those guys can split push for their life. So they can use this for their advantage, and now they have 5 Barons. So Nativz have everything they need to start a poking war and win it versus London. I don't know how London can reply to this one.
There is an old Drake coming up in exactly 1 minute from now. That could be the table turner for London United. If you manage to get that, you approach the team fight with much more confidence in your hands because of that burst that you get.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still everybody, almost everybody on Nativz is very squishy, which means that that Elder Drake is going to pop quickly and very efficiently, eliminating somebody. So that is an objective that London United need to secure for themselves. But before that, they need to secure a safe base, because look at Lundorf. You have 2 naked inhibitors, 3 naked inhibitors. You don't just, oh my god, do
Let's
you?
teleport. Look at the hostile takeover. Everybody's fighting against themselves from London United. There's going to be a clean ace and double kill. Nobody goes down. Teleport is available. Nativz puts themselves in the position to steal away Monster Rugby Gaming first seed throughout the day, while London United do not secure themselves access to playoffs yet. Everything is still in question, and I believe Nativz will be able to finish this one. Last day of the entire regular split for Division 2, and Nativz tied themselves up with Monster Rugby Gaming.
Oh, congratulations to Nativz. 16-25 is the score with which we finished this game in 36 minutes. That was a massive game, and what I love the most about it is that it was the opposite of the one-sided stomp. You could see the chances of success, of victory for both of the teams throughout the game on different stages, and there was just so many interesting clutch plays from both of them. But in the end, whoever secures more objectives, whoever has more damage, whoever approaches the fights with more boldness in their actions, he gets the game.
They were supposed to poke away. They were supposed to secure themselves the map London by poking and poking and poking. And they decided to go all in a team fight versus a Renata. There's a lot of courage, but it didn't work in the end. So what does this do to the entire standings? Well, we'll talk about that soon enough after this quick break before we jump into the interviews. I'll see you in a second.